Hi, everybody. I'm Kevin Weiss, and I got another question this week from my friends over at Riptone Fitness Products. And I won't read the question word for word because it's such a common question that I've had over the years at this time of year around Christmas. So I'll just kind of paraphrase what the actual question is. And essentially, it comes down to what should I be doing at this time of year when the holidays are coming and it's much busier and I have a lot of Christmas parties and of course Christmas dinner and New Year's Eve and whatever else you might have going on at this time of year, and I'm not able to eat as well as I would like, and I'm maybe not getting to the gym as often as I would like, and I'm feeling guilty about that. And what can I do to make up for these shortcomings? And first of all, I'd like to head that off right at the pass and tell people this is not the time of year to be making up for celebration. So when you're talking about, if we take the major days in December for most people, depending on what their lifestyle is and whatever. Let's say they have Christmas Day, they have Boxing Day, Christmas Eve, a couple Christmas parties, a spouse's Christmas party, their own Christmas party, maybe a friend has a party, New Year's Eve. So there's a fair amount of days in December that are, I think, very important that people take advantage of and use to reconnect with family, reconnect with friends that maybe they haven't seen for a while, have a social encounter outside of their workplace with people, and just generally enjoy themselves. This shouldn't be something that people are looking to make up for and feel guilty about, because there should be no guilt associated with having fun and enjoying yourself. Obviously, having a party every single day of the year, well, that's not going to work for people either. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about finding, I hate to say a balance in things, because when we truly talk about a balance, okay, if you did what you're supposed to do, following your weight training program and eating reasonably 50% of the time, and 50% not, well, that sounds balanced, but you're obviously not going to get anywhere doing that. So most of what I'm going to talk about, though, is actually going to be the training, and but I will cover a little bit on people for their nutrition at this time of year. And I always explain it to people like this, that just like I said, if you did 50% a balanced approach most of the year or the whole year, you're really not going to get anywhere. But if you do 90%, you're going to have pretty good success, like probably as good a success as anyone does. And it's not hard to do the math on 365 days a year. If you're taking 10% of that, well, that's, let's say, 36 days a year, 37 days a year, that you could, without guilt whatsoever, you could easily have those days off doing as you please. And this would be for people that are high level competitors and stuff like that, which 99.9% of people are not. So to find that balance, once again using that word, although it isn't actually balance, is actually not that hard when you look at the numbers in this way. That it's not about being on a diet 100% of the time. It should not, for most people, be about being on a diet really ever. It should be about finding a plan that you can sustain most of the time, and when you have a special event, a birthday, an anniversary, Christmas events, holidays from work, spring break, all of these things, they should not be something that you dread. They should be something that you embrace and look forward to with your food. Once they're over, you get back to your reasonable eating and you're going to be just fine. So I want to talk about the training, though, and a lot of things that people are looking into, where over the years I've had people ask me, like, what am I going to do when over Christmas, the gym is closed on Christmas Day and Boxing Day and whatever. And it's the same idea as when people are getting ready to go on their spring vacation or whatever, and all of a sudden they're very concerned about this week or these few days where the gym is not going to be open and available to them. And my answer in the last few years has been, you should be treating your workouts like you're treating your job. And for most people, if you're self-employed, well, this doesn't apply quite so much because self-employed people work their tails off a lot longer and for a lot longer hours and more days per year than employees sometimes do, because they're so invested in their business. But let's look at it like you're an employee to your training program, just as an analogy. So if you go to work 5 days a week and then you have your 2 days off, are you begging your boss and feeling guilty that you're not coming in on the weekends and doing work? And when your vacation comes, your 2 weeks off in the summer, or your week in the spring and 1 week in the summer, are you feeling guilty as you're laying on the beach because you're not at the office, or you're not at the whatever your job may be? I would say most people are not. If they have a balanced life of some kind outside of work, which people that are going to be watching this video, obviously fitness is a big part of their life. So that is something they're doing away from work. So if you have other interests outside of work, those days off are enjoyed and actually probably make you a better worker. There's a reason why people have vacations, and there's a reason why people have weekends. It's so that they're more productive when they're actually working. So let's apply this time of year to your situation when you're dealing with Christmas and Christmas vacation, and maybe not being able to train exactly as many days or on the days that you normally would. Most people, I find it's usually no problem for them to actually get the same amount of workouts in. They just have to do it on different days. And if you're so structured that your workouts have to be on exact days at exact times, well, that's a different issue that this video is not covering. But if we're looking at, okay, I'm going to have a few days off, and I'm just not going to want to make those up. I don't have time to make those up. So I'm going to miss 2 days on Christmas week. Let's say 3 days on Christmas week, because Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, gym might not be open. I'm not going to be able to do that. Well, you have those other days of the week after that. You have the days before that you can get your regular scheduled workouts in. You don't have to try and make those workouts up if it's not possible. You can just carry on with your schedule. It's just like the end of the weekend when you're coming back to work on Monday. You're probably pretty focused when you get back to your job. Training is not much different. A few days off can actually reinvigorate a person and make them more hungry to train harder. So their sessions become more effective and the results actually become better over time. So taking these times during Christmas, during New Year's, and enjoying your time, giving yourself these little breaks, they're going to mentally give you a boost that's going to carry you through to the new year, where you can get back to the gym, back to the regular schedule that you like to have. And it's fine to have a regular schedule. There's nothing wrong with that. But at this time of year, when that schedule might get broken up a little bit, give yourself a break. Allow yourself to have that little bit of holiday. Feeling guilty about having a Christmas vacation or a Christmas day where it's not about the gym and it's not about your diet, that's such a small particle of sand in the whole beach of life, if you will, that it's not even worth considering. It's not even really worth giving a second thought. So my advice to people, train like it's your job. And people think that means, okay, let's be as hardcore as possible. This is like my job. I have to put everything into it. But when you actually look at what that means, train like it's your job. That means train hard when you're training. But when you have a vacation, when you have a weekend, these are your days off. You enjoy them and you do something else. So take your Christmas day and treat it like it's a holiday, because that's what it is. So I hope this helps you out. I'm Kevin Weiss from bodyperformance.net. This is from my friends at Riptone Fitness Products. I'll talk to you again real soon.